Hi again, it's Mealtime on Millie, and today we're in New Mexico, just about 30-40 miles west of Albuquerque. Tonight we're going to make a Hungarian mushroom soup. So a while back I bought these. They're like snack mushrooms, slightly salted, and thought they would be a really yummy snack to nibble on while I'm driving at night. I wasn't too crazy about them, but having a hard time throwing a big bag of mushrooms away. So tonight we're doing a little experiment. Mark's a little worried, and I promised if the experiment doesn't work out, he can still go over to a restaurant and buy something. So I crunched them up and hydrated them in some water for the last 20 minutes, and they look like they're coming together really well. So I've had Hungarian, I don't know if you have, it's a chicken and dumpling. Mark used to make it all the time. You use Hungarian paprika and sour cream and chicken and dumplings and some vegetables, usually peppers and onions. And everybody in the family loves it. So, you know, Hungarian mushroom soup should be just as good. Dig out all my seasonings here that we're going to need to go with it. It has the Hungarian paprika, thyme, dill, soy sauce, and the chicken broth, and then a little bit of milk, which you're going to mix, and sour cream, just like his recipe. Sour cream and Hungarian paprika, and onions even. He doesn't put soy sauce in his, so I'm not sure he puts lemon juice in it either. Okay, so let's get this chopped up. I have a half an onion left. That will work perfect. And my parsley looks like it's still fresh enough to use. Put all the rest of our vegetables back in the vegetable basket. Get it out of our way. Got some good stuff planned for the rest of this week. And yes, another meal that includes a soup. Just gonna make Mark's day. So earlier today, Mark had a rather unfriendly experience at a truck stop in Utah. He had just pulled in, found a spot on the side of the road to parked his truck, and headed in to grab a drink and use the restroom. No big deal, gonna be 5 minutes in and out. And he decided to just park over by the curb instead of blocking up the fuel line. You know, so the guy needing to get fuel can get fuel. Well, he said there was an old man walking a dog, and he just kept staring at him and shaking his head at him, and Mark just smiled and waved. And then after doing a couple things in the truck that he needed to take care of, he headed into the truck stop, and the man at that point was by the door at the truck stop, and the man just attacked him verbally, all kinds of foul language, and you stupid moron Swifts, and you don't know where to park or how to park. And Mark turned and smiled at him, and he looked at his truck, and he looked at the man, and he said, well, actually, there's no red lines on the curb. There's no parking signs. It's not blocking traffic in any way, and it's not blocking any driveways. I think that's a perfectly legal parking spot. And then, of course, the man just went off on him again, screaming obscenities. And Mark again looked at the his truck, and he said, no, it looks good. That, at least, you know, Swift drivers know not to clog up the fuel line and block traffic while they're walking their dogs. And then the man just lost it. Anyways, Mark turned at that point and headed into the truck stop. But as he came back out 5 minutes later, and mind you, I was sleeping in the truck at the time, he came back out and he just had this gut feeling the guy messed with his trailer. So he did a full inspection, walking around the entire truck, and found that the man had released our red air line from the trailer, which locks the trailer's brakes, if you don't know. And then he had also pulled the kingpin lever, and what that does is it releases the fifth wheel from the kingpin. That's what's attaching the tractor truck to the trailer so that they stay connected when they're out on the road. And when we disconnect from the trailer, we always put the landing gear down, so that's what holds the front part of the trailer up when it's not hooked to a truck. So Mark got hooked back up, fixed the lines, checked everything else to make sure he didn't mess with any other part of his truck, and then headed out. So if Mark had not had the gut feeling that there's problems going on and checked stuff, he could have got in the truck, tried to drive away, and he would have just released from the trailer, and the entire trailer would have slammed down to the ground, damaging the trailer, damaging whatever is in the trailer, you know, like that package you just ordered last week and you're hoping to get real soon. It would have ruined our other lines that were still attached and broke them, and we would have spent the day waiting to get that repaired, as well as waiting for somebody to come and lift the trailer and see if it's still haulable, and if not, waiting for another trailer to be delivered so we could move all the product into another trailer if that product is still good. So a real big jerk, not just being mean to a stupid Swift truck. He could have clogged up the parking lot with emergency vehicles. Somebody could have been walking past the trailer with their dog as the trailer fell, and it would inconvenience anybody that's waiting for something to be delivered. Not to mention the cost of it all, the loss of a trailer and the loss of product, just gonna add extra expenses to the customer. So if you ever see anybody snooping around somebody's truck, you might want to just keep an eye on them and see if they get into that truck, because if they don't, it wasn't their truck to be messing with, and just keep everybody safe. Both truckers, four-wheelers, anybody hanging out where there's a truck parked. Let's keep each other safe and keep our deliveries coming in a timely manner. Okay, so Mark doesn't think a salad equals a dinner. He feels even strongly about that sentiment when it comes to a soup. So we're gonna make a little lamb chops to go on the side so that he'll think he's not being tortured and picked on. He did have a rough day after all. This is how I used to make lamb chops, and I guess they call them lollipops. So if you want to look up lamb lollipops, you can find all kinds of recipes. This is how I used to make them before I discovered the pistachio crust. And this is just flour and a little blackening magic seasoning that I use on everything. Chowders and other breadings on other meats and on vegetables. So look how good this is looking. We're gonna get the milk with the flour mixed in. It's gonna start thickening up nice, and then the sour cream is the last step. Stir that in nice, creamy, rich. This looks like an awesome middle of winter bowl of soup to cozy up with. Give it a little taste after I get this lemon. Oh wait, I missed a pit. Get that out. Okay. Get this lemon juice in here and give it a little taste. See what we think of it. Okay, that is delicious. It's rich, but it's delicious. So if you make this, you just want to serve little bowls. Let's get this heated up so we can get these pork chops going. And let's see if Mark's found us a good parking spot. It's, what time is it? 6, almost 7? 7 o'clock at night, and look at this truck stop. We have a choice of parking, like everywhere is empty. This is the second truck stop we passed just recently, and this is very unusual. It's at least 50% full by this time of night, if not more. So we'll park right here and I will cook dinner for the night. Wow. Okay, looks like our pan's hot. I'll toss these in here. See if I can get them all to fit in my little pan all snug together. Cook them all at once so we can get back on the road sooner. Just need to cook these for three minutes on each side at the most. They're pretty thin. And we'll get the soup going. Mark and I can start nibbling on that. I think in the future, if I ever make this again, I will make it as a gravy to go over either potatoes, rice, pasta, or Yorkshire pudding or something. It would be really delicious that way. Maybe even pour it over a steak. Okay, anyways, this is looking like it's going to be a tasty dinner, and don't do this at home unless you're like an old lady and lost all feeling in your fingertips. You can use a fork to flip your lollipops. Now we head off into Albuquerque as the sun sets. Enjoy, and thanks for riding with us.